Hello and welcome to Striker. My name is George Njuguna, and today with me I have a guest, a good friend of mine called Sam, who is a Liverpool fan. I didn't intend to say that. Sam, karibu.
Asante sana. Yeah.
I think probably it's because I am a bit disappointed by our last encounter with you guys. That is why some words came out that they are not supposed to.
But you see also now demeaning my team. Not be acceptable.
At the end of the day, what I say does not matter, because you've ended up still winning the game. You won the game, yeah, which is a good thing. But before let's talk about that game. Let's start from Monday, Arsenal game against Liverpool. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts about that game?
Okay, my thought about the game is that it was a fair game, a game that was easily won in 90 minutes, a game that we could have finished and in say the first 1 hour, yeah, because Liverpool had a lot of chances to complete the game. Alexander-Arnold, very creative, and I think we ought to have gotten more goals within the first 1 hour.
Yeah. And you came with a lot of what can I call it, force, if I can use it, because Mane getting a card in the first 10 minutes of that game, totally uncalled for. He didn't have to get the card for himself, for that unfair play. Do you think that was part of the game plan that you guys had?
Not really. As you understand, Liverpool does a very fair game, and it is one of the most disciplined team in EPL. So part of the strategy was to come, understand the dynamics of the game, to try as much to learn what Arsenal's game plan was, so that we could be able to win probably early. Yeah, for Mane getting the yellow card, I think he was caught off guard. He was overwhelmed by the defender. Yeah.
Really? Was he really overwhelmed? Because he went for the foot without even blinking an eye.
No, the idea was he thought that they would rub the shoulders because all of them were in motion, all of them were fast. So I think that's where the mistake was.
Okay.
The target was the shoulder.
Okay.
But mistakenly he touched the foot.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's look at the lineup. You guys had a 4-3-3 play against Arsenal's 3-4-3, which basically worked out for you, because you knew our tactics, and you took advantage of it, and especially with I'm trying to remember your right back, what's his name?
Alexander-Arnold.
Yes, he was really on Aubameyang. Aubameyang didn't have any space at all, except the one time that he had that chance, and he gave Lacazette an assist, which resulted into a goal.
Okay, basically it was a simple game this way. We knew that Arsenal would play defensive, because towards the end of last season, they played defensive. I think it was a 3-4-3, same strategy purely, but they were more defensive than offensive. And we knew very well that Arsenal were waiting for a chance that they can capitalize on either a defensive error, like how they were gifted by Van Dijk towards end of last season. And the strategy this time was by using the game plan. It was a 4-3-3 according to Klopp. But the idea is the two defenders, right back and left back, they have a chance to move forward. They have a chance to play wide, so that they can be able to loop the balls in.
And you pushed everyone, because even the goalkeeper was not really at the goalpost, in between the posts. He kept on coming.
Alisson was not engaged. That's it. We knew that if we play defensive, Arsenal have very sharp strikers, the like of Aubameyang. We have Arsenal has Lacazette,
Yes.
and also this sharp guy also called Nketiah.
Yes.
So we knew that those people are super fast. So in case of a counter attack, they would beat us. So the strategy was that the two defenders, Robertson and Alexander Arnold,
Yeah.
when Van Dijk and Fabinho are playing at the back,
Okay.
and ensuring that there's no one time that they are going to cross the midfield. Yeah, just to ensure that they can be able to take care of the runs from the two Arsenal strikers, say Alexander Lacazette
Yes.
and Aubameyang.
And even Willian on the other side.
Save for Willian,
Yeah.
because he's fast.
Uh-huh.
He's fast, but skill-wise, he's not as sharp as he used to be. So by using the 4-3-3, Klopp ensures that he has 5 strikers, the 3 plus the 2 defenders who come fourth to open the field and play wide so that they can be able to attack. So basically, it was more of 5 strikers, 3 midfielders, and 2 defenders.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. And what do you think was our problem? I know that all those goals that you guys scored, save I think for only one. Every time you had one person who was hanging, or rather came in running, and caught our defenders by surprise, because all the time that goal, all those 2 goals they always found the goalkeeper alone, and which was really something that was to our disadvantage.
I think what worked was if for any team that is playing the current Liverpool squad, you ought to understand that the strikers are super fast, and since they have the pace, you have, for you to match Liverpool strikers as a defender, you must be fast also, you must be energetic, and also be dynamic. If you are able to fall into their tactic, a case of Mane, who is very skillful, will try and twist any defender, and at the same time, if a defender panics, then you end up committing a silly foul that can easily be converted into a penalty.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Let's look at some of the other games, and this one was a really big surprise. Man City against Leicester. Man City losing 5-2. What's your take on that?
I think that was purely a coach's mistake, because the players that he engaged this time round, we saw very young players. Remember also the forward that he fielded, for Foden, he's not as skilled as other strikers, save for Aguero, Jesus. So what didn't work for them is fielding a very young squad that is not skillful against a very skillful and fast-paced team, which is Leicester City. Yeah,
I know the Rex. They lost. They had quite some good players who are absent. But let me just look at the statistics for that game, and Man City had the possession of the game, over 70% against Leicester, and 16 shots on target. They only managed to put in 5 that were on target against Leicester's 7, and it was quite an interesting game, because they had the chances, but again when they counter attack, when Leicester came into their goal, they made a lot of mistakes, which resulted to two penalties, and it really costed them.
My thinking is, when you Man City has not been able to get a perfect replacement for the former defender, Vincent Kompany.
Okay.
So as it is, their defense is leaking somehow. And when you're playing a team like Leicester, which plays quite an offensive football, the defense must be very organized. As it was, I didn't see any player who was commanding the defense and trying to arrange and rearrange the squad at the back. So the other thing was, Guardiola seems to have lost it at a point where he plays very structured football, which I think it's a traditional or maybe a system that has been phased out. So when he has given the players instructions how to play, it does not give them a leeway for players to be dynamic, and they cannot change this the system of play midway. I don't know, for some reasons, but I think that's where they were going wrong, because for all the 5 goals, all of them came from counter attacks. So either the defenders, they were outpaced by the likes of Jamie Vardy, Bunnies. They were outpaced, and that's why you can see somebody like the defender, this guy who wears shirt number 25.
Yes.
Yeah, the defender easily pushes Vardy for lack of an option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he is overwhelmed.
Yes.
And looking at Arsenal and Man City, do you think that that is the direction we're headed? Because if you look at Arteta, at least for him, he can change a game midway. But when you think about it, is it that being under him sort of has an influence? Pep's influence on Arteta's coaching is heavily on him, or could it be that he's trying to get a niche of his own game?
I see Arteta, Arsenal coach, as a blend between Mourinho's skills, that is now playing defensive in those high and tough matches when they are playing a top tier team, and I also see it's a Arteta borrows heavily from Mourinho and now his former boss, coach, who is Pep Guardiola. In this sense, he can be able to play very organized football, whereby short passes and fast game. And something that I've seen Arteta improve on is that he gives a leeway for the team, for the players to play, to be creative. Yeah.
Okay. Good. And looking at these weekend games, let us just do a quick review. We'll have Chelsea taking on Crystal Palace, Everton versus Brighton Hove Albion. We'll have Leeds United taking on Manchester City, and then we have, which is another troublesome team, right? And then we have Newcastle United taking on Burnley. Southampton will be at home hosting West Bromwich, and then we have Leicester taking home West Ham United. This, I think, will be a nutcracker also. And then Arsenal will be hosting Sheffield United, Wolves against Fulham, and then we have Manchester United against Tottenham.
Quite a good match.
What do you expect out of this?
For Tottenham playing Manchester United,
Yes.
wow, it's gonna be a good game. But this is a game that will be won by the strategy that will be employed by the coaches on that day. It is a strategy to win and not match the players. I bet that Manchester United will win.
You bet Manchester United will win?
Yes.
Their second victory?
Yes.
Okay. Why?
How they are going to win this one is, one, they have a dynamic team, a team that plays fast. So when you have somebody like Pogba in the mid, he's fast, and as compared to their opponent, the only people who might be a threat, the only players that might be a threat, is save for Son, Lucas Moura, not that much, because in the recent past he has been seen to be losing the ball easily, which is not a good quality for a striker. But for Manchester United, when you have Marcus Rashford, somebody who is very skillful, somebody who is energetic, somebody also who has a fast pace, joined by some Anthony Martial and Greenwood also, the upcoming star.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the strikers will be the one commanding this game.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Are you writing off the likes of Tanganga, who is equally as fast? And we have seen even Lucas, those two being used a lot. to supply the likes of Son and Kane with the balls.
Uh,
And then we have Gareth Bale, who is joining the team there.
Now, I'm looking at a position where if Kane plays as number 9, then Kane is susceptible to injuries. And I've not seen him being careful as a striker so that he can be able to play many games. And he has, over time, lost the sharpness that a striker you would expect from a striker. Yeah, so I don't think the forward of Lucas Moura and Gareth Bale. Okay, Gareth Bale is a very good player, but he is yet to gel with the current Tottenham team. Yeah, I think he might not be able to perform as good as he was performing when in Real, but with time, say after playing 5 matches, and I think now that is when he can be able to adopt the tactic that the current coach is using, Mourinho, and at the same time probably be able to propel the team to
the standards that they need. Give me your prediction on that game.
Okay, I'm betting that it will be a 3-1 to the favor of Manchester United.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. And lastly, you guys are away to Aston Villa.
Aston Villa is a very good team. What gives Liverpool advantage is the set pieces, because we've seen Alexander-Arnold. Actually, he's now the regular, taking set pieces, corners, free kicks.
And he seems to be really executing them well.
Yes. Yes.
You gave us quite some good run.
Yeah, so Liverpool have an edge, bearing in mind that the two defenders, Alexander-Arnold and Robertson, they are good free kick takers. So when they loop the ball, we expect somebody like Fabinho, due to the height, Van Dijk and Henderson, tall players, can be able to head the ball in.
Yeah.
Now, Everton is a very strong. Aston Villa is a very strong opponent because they are coming with tall players, tall and well built. So now that Liverpool have been relying on high balls to be headed, the defenders are equally tall. So the defenders will be doing a lot of clearing the ball. So Liverpool might not have the advantage that they've had in free kicks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it will be a good game now that
Your prediction?
My prediction, I would give 2-1 to the favor of Liverpool.
2-1 to the favor of Liverpool.
Yes.
Okay, good. And Chelsea Crystal Palace, where would you?
Wow, another good game.
Yeah.
I've seen that Crystal Palace have really improved. I've enjoyed the way Zaha is playing because he's fast, and if they're able to maintain their defense, then they can easily snatch a point. The opponent being Chelsea. Chelsea is a team that has got a future because they have new players.
Future.
Yeah.
Next season.
Maybe next season or maybe 2 seasons to come. My observation is drawn from they have Tim and they have Kai Havertz. Those are 2 world-class strikers, but the team is yet to gel. Remember, most of them, the 2 of them, have joined this season. This is their 3rd or 4th game. Now that they have also played FA. It is until the team is able to gel that the ball can now be able to flow. They can now be able to understand each other's pace. Also the defense seems to be leaking.
Okay.
Yeah, the new defenders are yet to settle.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a game that will be entertaining, and Chelsea might redeem themselves now that they've come from a lose.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll ask you a question which we ask visitors when they come in here.
Yes, go ahead.
Give me your top 4 teams this season.
I'm seeing Liverpool retaining the Premier League as number 1. Then number 2 will be Manchester City, because as soon as their players are back to form, the likes of Gabriel Jesus, who missed last game. The likes of Sergio Aguero, who's also a good player, and also they are getting a player from, is it Roma, who is coming to cover the gap that was left by Vincent Company. So if he comes and settles fast, then Manchester City will be number 2. Then number 3,
which will not really go down well. With, not just Manchester United, Man City fans, but also the board.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Then I'm betting that Manchester United might clinch number 3.
Okay.
But that is pegged on if they are able to get a replacement player.
Okay.
Somebody who can stand in for Bruno Fernandes or when he's away. Yeah. So if they are able to, before the window closes, if they're able to get a player who can serve as a substitute to Fernandes, then Manchester United will be number 3. Then number 4, Leicester. Yeah. Leicester will finish number 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Thank you so much for joining us.
Asante sana.
Remember, you can subscribe on Striker, that is on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. See you next time as we get to do this.